Come one, come all to a beautiful show. It's gonna be awesome and some other stuff. Some other musical stuff.
You Ghostnuts, motherfucker.
Welcome to your 50th.
Our 50th.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Likewise, same to you.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday to our fans.
Is this a 1 year? Is this a 1 year anniversary? What is it?
There's usually 52 weeks in a year. Carry the one, minus the occultism.
1 plus 1 equals 4.
Add the Epstein.
Yeah.
2 plus 2 equals 5 is racist. And happy birthday to all our fans, or us, or whatever, however you want to look at it. It's just it's here. It's we're still here apparently. Even though we've been banned or
Chugging
banned
along.
on every fucking platform.
Still waiting for Rumble to approve, but yeah.
Anyway, it's going down. And do you know what else is going down? The devil.
Well, he's supposedly underneath, right?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Fell from heaven.
Yeah. Well, in regards to what does this have to do with anything? In regards to tying into today's episode,
Which is?
Anton Lavey
Antony.
and the Church of Satan.
Okay.
So, people want to were asking us what exactly is, if there's any theories with what's happening with this fuckwit.
What? Excuse me? With who?
This Anton Lavey bloke. Like,
Yeah.
is he legit? Is he just a fucking like
A
an
movie
actor?
star? Yeah.
Like, is his religion the religion of the Satanists? Like, please look at it at different angles. And I'm like, okay, well, like, we'll take this challenge abroad. And it was a small challenge to take on because it's very
Black and white, I guess. What's cut?
it's something that seems like it is a big topic because of like the clues in regards to what happened. However, it's actually, he's a nothing bloke.
You're giving the summary at the start.
I know. So let's backtrack that as we hit the backslide.
Yeah.
And we'll reevaluate the topic from the beginning. So who is this cunt?
Or Anton Szandor LaVey. Right, I don't think LaVey is actually his legal name. It was just a name he perpetuated and
Like
he was
an act,
known
like
for.
what actors in Hollywood do, like like a stage name.
Yeah. So who was he? He was an author, musician, occultist, and he was the founder of the Church of Satan and the religion of Satanism. So he authored like many books as well about this topic: the Satanic Bible, Satanic Rituals, the Satanic Witch, the Devil's Notebook.
These are all his books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's who he is, but who is the man who is the man, if you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck me up with some truth.
Yeah, so he was born in Chicago. His parents soon decided to move to California. We all know how they get down in California, right?
Yep.
Those loose thinking cunts in California,
But then again, like, Chicago is no paradise.
It's, yeah, I know, but like,
It's the land of the mafia.
But in California, if it's got a dick but thinks it's a chick, what is it? It's a unicorn.
Agreed.
Right? So it's said a lot of his influence came.
Dick nose.
Dick nose?
So they call unicorns sometimes.
Okay, I thought it was like a dickhead or something.
Depends on how big the nose is.
So it's shiny horn. And a lot of the influence apparently came from his grandma. Oh my lord. Sorry about that. Apparently a lot of his influence came from his grandmother, who was of the Eastern European heritage, right?
Okay, so Eastern European, we've got the big myth, some say moth,
Yeah.
of the whole Vlad the Impala was actually a real life Count Dracula in where was it, Hungary, Romania, where the fuck Transylvania is. So Eastern European have some sort of roots in regards to dark arts.
Yes. And like a lot of these occultish and superstitions, you can say, that were like commonplace in that region, right? And this later led him to become like absorbed in this dark literature, like you said, like of Dracula and Frankenstein. And it snowballed into him like taking an interest in classic horror and science fiction. So he also took a keen interest in like historical figures like Rasputin.
Yes, the famous Boney M song.
Yeah, so like quick rundown of Rasputin, some fucking Orthodox monk that convinced like the royal family at the time in Russia that he was like some fucking holy monk guy, basically just drank and fucked bitches, and then he got assassinated. And the royal family.
Didn't he fuck the? Or he wanted to fuck the.
So basically, Rasputin was a con man.
Like Anton Lavey.
Allegedly, some would say.
Okay.
So we can see like where some of his influence was founded, right? If he's like looking at this occultish Transylvania, Roman, Eastern European, Romanian fucking suck your blood, suck your Rasputin influence, you can kind of see like where he, like what he became, right? So around 1980, around 1980, he explored the writings of one Aleister Crowley.
Are you sure 1980?
Huh?
You mean 1940?
Sorry, 1940, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, like, you know, Aleister Crowley, who we've mentioned before.
The creator of the OTO, some may call him the Beast.
The sexy beast? Because we know how he likes to get down.
Yeah, because apparently OTO, once you reach that
Sex magic.
The degree of sex magic, that's, you know, just like floating dicks.
What do you reckon Crowley's signature move was?
I would say maybe a
good old
fashioned orgy.
Like a nice English, I'm not going to say it, fuck it.
Anal?
Well, maybe.
Okay, maybe.
But like a nice English spit roast, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, a bit more on the anal side, right?
So, and then, he was dabbling in the writings of Crowley. Then in 1951, he met some Thelemites, and that's not a rip-off of Vegemite. No, it is basically people who follow the religion of Thelema.
Yes, that's as we discussed, OTO Tings.
Yeah, so it's like a religion created by Crowley. And he was unimpressed by them, basically said that they were more spiritual and less wicked than he supposed they would be. So more on the airy-fairy side and less on the fucking ritual side.
But the thing with Aleister Crowley is, like, if you look back into these times pre-rise of the Church of Satan... Wait, Aleister Crowley. Anton Lavey. Anton Lavey.
Get fucked today.
As they used to call him in those days. His whole movement, everything's been a lie. Like, not only his church movement, but everything before that. Like, things like... that aren't confirmed, like, at the age of 16, he left school and started working at a circus. Yeah,
these are just lies that could be true, could be not. There's no evidence to support it, though.
Yeah, or like...
working with the lions or some shit. What was he saying? He was working with the big cats.
Yeah, and then...
Fucking big pussy tamer, apparently.
And then after that, he worked in nightclubs and burlesque houses as playing the keyboard.
Apparently, he actually was a talented musician.
I heard he was a talented musician.
Which plays into some other things.
But is it so talented that he could hook up with Marilyn Monroe before she was famous?
This is an alleged story proposed by Aleister Crowley.
Anton Lavey.
Sorry, Anton Lavey. But yeah, Anton Lavey was saying he hooked up with Marilyn Monroe before she was famous.
Yeah.
At a certain place, which she never attended allegedly during that time, and the manager that worked there during that time said
he never performed here.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anyway, and then after that, he didn't want to go to the Korean War, so he did criminology and became a photographer for the San Francisco Police Department. Which then again, there wasn't even proof to back up he even worked there.
Yeah. And then he became a fucking ghostbuster allegedly.
He used to take paranormal calls because during that time, you know, when you're watching shows like a Twilight Zone was big in that time, and like these spooky sci-fi books that were coming out, aliens were apparently landing, met with
probing
Hitler.
Everyone.
Yeah, so like, you know, people were all of a sudden seeing ghosts, and he became, like you said, a ghostbuster apparently. And he used to get the calls.
Ghostbusting makes me feel good.
He used to get the calls from the San Francisco Police. They used to forward the calls to him, but he never worked there. So, like, what's the go, Baldy?
Well, that's a low blow. But apparently, like, he through this paranormal ghost busting activity, apart from making him feel good from busting them ghosts, he found out that people, like when he would give them the scientific, like the black and white explanation to what their problem was, they were unimpressed. So he romanticized the supernatural side of things and found out that they were more engrossed in that. So that kind of gave him an idea of like what he could run with, what he could form a religion on.
Like you run tutted out of town.
Like you run tutted out of town.
Yeah. So then, during this time, like while he became pretty, I'm not gonna say famous, but like he was well known in this paranormal environment during this California era, and formed a group called the Order of the Trapezoid.
Sounds like some cult following some Pokemon, isn't it?
Yeah, but like maybe he got this idea from this circus, alleged circus that he used to never work at, apparently. So these trapezoids would then later be the board of directors of the First Church of Satan, created on the 30th of April, which is in about a week.
Oh, so we're gonna
1966.
So we're about to celebrate that fucking anniversary as well, eh?
Yeah. How much years would it be? 55? Have a nice day.
Have a nice day, Crowley. Sorry, LaVey.
Anthony.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, so and this is when another lie comes in. At this time, he ritualistically shaved his head, allegedly in the tradition of an ancient executioner, declared the founding of the Church of Satan, and proclaimed that 1966 as year one, according to the Satanists.
Anno Satanas.
Yeah. The age of Satan. And then it was demonstrated that LaVey, in fact, shaved his own head because he lost a bet.
Another con man fucking...
So, well, anyway, your mate.
Your mate.
Okay.
So LaVey had like 10 strong years where this church was thriving.
Because around this time with the other church...
But what did he do? Apparently he like just fucking found some shithole in San Francisco. There used to be a hotel or some shit.
The black church.
Painted it fucking black. Here you go, Church of Satan. Some black turd in the middle of other, houses, amongst other houses.
But that's what Satan's referred to.
Black turd?
Yep.
Feel sorry for the poor bloke.
Yeah. That's the route he wanted to go.
Like a piece of shit dropped from an anus. He fell into the toilet.
Yes.
And once he was flushed...
He wasn't a floater. He just went down the pipes.
Seeing the sewage cunt.
Yeah, so, all right, so in between this 1966 to 1975 peak period, as they called it, of the Church of Satan.
Popping off, mate.
That's where you see the influence...
Titties were out.
in Hollywood.
Okay, yeah.
Some may say like predictive programming and trying to bring, in music, trying to bring like evilness, or not evilness, but like darkness.
Well,
a lot of songs like from Led Zeppelin, Ozzy Osbourne. What's his band?
There's I'll put a link in the show notes. Yeah. There's like an interview with one of these Church of Satanists bigwigs or heads or whatever the fuck his position was, and he's basically saying how they're influencing the youth, they're influencing the population of America through music, and their music is actually perpetuating through the media, everyday life.
Yeah.
So if you look at those times, and it had a big following back then, like those bands you listed.
Yeah.
Just some of them that
I remember like back in the day when like I used to listen to some of my parents' old record players, because we used to have a vinyl set up in the old lounge room.
Mm-hmm.
There was, we'd have like these, AC/DC albums and Led Zeppelin.
Thunderstruck to get you going.
Yeah. And then we tried to like, play Stairway to Heaven backwards. It's a satanic. It didn't work.
I remember that
Because
fucking
it would make
urban
a
myth.
weird noise like,
I remember that shit, yeah. It's going back.
Anyway, but that was apparently people could hear it if you had a true invisible touch.
If you're staring at an arsehole long enough, you'll find shit.
Yeah. But like you said, peak period of this thing. So what happened after 1975? Apparently there was this one very high up military man, secret intelligence, psychological warfare. Michael Aquino.
Michael. But you see him in some photos with Anton Lavey. He's got that slick back fucking hair, those eyebrows on fleek, as the youth would say.
Gelled up like the horns of Satan himself.
And he was apparently he's part of fucking the NSA and shit. It was like, as you said, some high level psychological warfare shit.
Yep.
He's a dirty cunt, just to put it lightly. And he was with LaVey.
Yeah.
Doing the
But then
whole Church of Satan shit.
But then he split because, as quoted, the Church of Satan has lost touch of the occult, and it was just become a frat house for oddballs and loons.
Isn't that what the world we live in today is?
It is. So
just saying they're just getting fucking naked, getting drunk, and having
cocktail
parties, basically.
Card games. So like, and LaVey at this stage, LaVey, Anthony, at this point didn't care about. Yeah, he just wanted to get that money.
That membership, that $2
membership money. Anyway, and because it's a church, apparently.
No tax.
No tax.
No taxi.
No taxi.
So Michael Aquino goes, fuck off, cunt. I'm making my own shit.
Yep.
Temple of Set. So the shit gets hardcore.
So Temple of Set is it's more into the occult, more into the Crowley teachings. I'm not going to get into it today because it's a big topic.
If you want to know about occult shit, check out
the Occult Rejects. Yeah, shout out.
Very cute. In harmony, we
go on.
We go off.
Okay, so look, the Temple of Set is still, apparently the Church of Satan is still going to this day, but after this period of time, the hardcore members fucked off with Mr.
Michael.
Eyebrows,
yeah,
and went to the Temple of Set. So then LaVey was stuck with these kids who just wanted to get fucked up on a weekly, and it's pretty much the youth of today.
But there's like a whole, because there's still a following of this Church of Satanism and Satanism in general, and they're perpetuating that. Well, we'll put this out there: the Church of Satan isn't, contrary to its name, isn't there to worship Satan, right?
Apparently, Anton Lavey, Anthony Lavey,
Anthony, please, bro.
said that he doesn't actually believe in Satan. Yeah. He actually said that. So I'm like, so why? What's his what's he trying to get at?
I think it's a whole shock factor. Like, any publicity is good publicity.
Hey, look what he's doing. Church of Satan. That's hip and now. Let's join it because it's different. I'm a rebel. I want to
rebel without a cause.
Want to get up the old fisticuffs with the boys at the old diner in downtown South Cali, if you catch what I'm saying. So then they come in, bit of publicity, and like you said, any publicity is good publicity.
He hooks them in as well. Apparently he's got like naked vampires doing shows and shit.
Yeah.
Get the titties out, get the boys in, as they say. So yeah, but like the Church of Satan, he was just using the name Satan, right? But it's the church was basically rejecting ideas that religion is key to the world more, and like letting science and fact rule. So it was like kind of anti-church, anti-religion in a sense.
Yeah, some say it's more atheism than Satanism. And one of Antony's influences was Nietzsche. He wasn't Italian though, but Nietzsche. Yeah, him, that bloke. Chuck him up on here. He was the brains, well, not the brains, but like the theories were from his works. So where if you want to use more, if you're in the occult, more Crowley work, he was using more Nietzsche.
Yeah, we got it, yeah.
He wanted to use his works. And then again, that's why he stated that Church of Satan is about a group of atheists.
Yeah, but like he's got in his books, like the Satanic Bible, he's got like magic described as he calls it magic, and it's like a placebo effect of some sorts, right? So it's like the idea of manipulating your own emotions and your mindset to basically dream, conceive, believe sort of shit. You know what I mean? So if you put it out there in the world, you will or if you think about it, you put it out there in the world, right? It's like kind of like that book of secrets shit that Oprah Winfrey was pushing forward. Like subconsciously, you'll work towards achieving that goal because you've replayed it in your mind so many times, right? So he says that basically in his books that he mixes fact with fantasy, kind of romanticizes the idea of this, right? Makes it more than what it is, but at its core, it's just adding a bit of supernatural touches to like basic self-reflection rituals sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Basically put yourself in an emotional state where you can achieve shit.
Another money grab, new age movement
Self-help
type of
shit, yeah.
It's like it's like.
But then again, bro, if you look at I think he was just playing every fucking card he had. He was playing every card because in one of his books he made claims that he has magical abilities, right? But we know he's keen to lie. Yeah. So, like in one of the books, I think The Secret Life of a Satanist, he basically said that his magic has caused deaths, caused people to go bankrupt, breakups, and like endure great misfortunes. So what the fuck, you know? What the fuck, cocksucker?
Okay, understood. It's like putting an evil eye on someone.
Ah, yes.
It's like how apparently he put an evil eye on Playboy centerfold Jane Mansfield, who got the titties out for Hugh Hefner back in the day, who apparently was having a sexual relationship with Anton Lavey.
Is this Anton Lavey's words or it was common knowledge?
Well, who knows? Because she
Tits
died.
out for Harambe.
Yeah. So she died after that because apparently there was some guy, forgot his name, I'll chuck him in the show notes. He was actually fucking this chick, and Anthony got jealous and put the evil eye on him, and then next minute both die in a car crash.
See you later, buddy.
Yeah.
You got that LaVey fucking goulash. What do they call the evil eye? Whatever. You got
Goulash.
You got the. Is it a nice creamy thick goulash?
Eastern European, nice sausage.
A nice
stew.
sausage. Is this evil eye considered some of his lesser magic or some shit?
Yeah, which is weird because it caused a greater outcome in regards to the scenarios that played out. But what other scenarios can be seen in regards to this whole Anton Lavey shit?
We've got some crazy fucking theories going on here. You want to talk about the fucking Eagles, buddy?
Okay, so some may say Hotel California, plenty of room in the Hotel California for a couple of Satanists to do some fucking orgies, apparently.
Who would have thought the Eagles might have been part of the Church of Satan, eh? As one theory claims.
Well, look, allegedly, there's a few clues that, what's it called? The song is actually about Church of Satan.
Yeah, because this is some shit about like red wine, 1969.
We haven't had that spirit here since 1969, trying to say that's when he wrote his book, Church of Satanism.
And apparently in the album cover, or if you fold it out or some bullshit, there's a little snippet.
Apparently Anton Lavey is in this album cover peeking through a window. So look, it could be any fucking random person.
Could be any bald person here just staring at a bunch of people.
But you know, who knows?
We'll have links to this theory if you want to go through it a bit more. But yeah,
they say shit like you're trapped in here, like you can never defeat the beast, as trying to say it's like Lucifer, and you can run as much as you want, blah blah blah. So like, look, it's an interesting read. Look at it if you like. But the Eagles, who else? A few other musicians, like we said.
Sammy Davis
Jr. was apparently a hardcore Satanist.
Until the day he died, it was apparently always held a seat for Anton Lavey at his shows.
Another one, if you go on the lastly, there's a few other ones that, like for example, like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, not confirmed that he was a Satanist, but some may say Liberace.
What the fuck, Liberace?
Yeah, he was a.
I guess it makes sense, right? Because his way of life was completely opposed to any other religious standards of the time.
At the time,
So where are you going to go? You're going to go against you're going to go with the religion, yeah.
Others were, for example, Balls Mahoney, famous wrestling.
I'm going for your balls.
So he was apparently a member of the Church of Satan. Mark Almond Milk,
Not to be confused.
Sorry, Mark Almond. He's the lead singer for Tainted. Soft Cell, who sang Tainted Love, which then was remade by fellow Church of Satan member Marilyn Manson. Now, there's a bit of theory going on with Anthony and Manson.
What's the theory? Drop it.
Okay, I'm just going to quick run Tara because it's going to go through in a circle. Apparently, Marilyn Manson, as we know, got his influence from Charles Manson, like his name. He actually bought his house in California, and when no one wanted to buy or was it Polanski's house, who knows. But Marilyn Manson met several times with Anton Lavey. Anton Lavey took him under his wing to teach him about the way of this Church of Satan. Jump back in the past to Charles Manson.
Interesting, yes. Gets a bit interesting, yeah.
Was who is infamous for not
killing,
but he set up the kill of
brainwashing people. Some would say to
something like that, into killing Sharon Tate, who was married to Roman Polanski at the time,
who had made a movie,
Rosemary's Baby,
and who played the devil in that movie, Anton LaVey. Kind of a weird connection, eh?
But also, Anton Lavey was the woman, one of the members that actually did the killing, used to appear as the bride of Dracula or some shit.
Yeah, in the performance art bullshit that LaVey held, she was like one of the naked bitches, one of the naked vampires.
Yeah, so she ties in with Anton Lavey. Apparently, she worked with Anton Lavey at the time, and then worked with Charles Manson. And then Charles Manson kills Sharon Tate, and Anton Lavey played a part in
her husband's movie
movie, and then Marilyn Manson, a couple of decades later, ties in with Charles Manson, there's no connection, into something that Anton Lavey was a part of. So my arms are just fucking.
And apparently, someone in that Charles Manson killing, someone in the house, was a member of the Church of Satan as well.
Yeah, so it's a very
pretzel of satanistic crimes.
Yes, and
I would like some mustard with that.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Other people that we can tie in. George W. Bush, allegedly. Look, George W. Bush, there's a lot.
He's connected to every fucking thing, bro. This bloke's everywhere.
Look,
do you reckon this cunt's cloned or some shit? JFK's assassination, he was there.
Bohemian Grove, he was there. Skull and Bones, he was there.
This cunt's everywhere.
The Simpsons.
CIA.
Simpsons. Everything. Lady Gaga. Look, not saying that she's a Satanist, but some may say she is the bride of Satan, allegedly. Look. Do you know who is? And as we said, also Jimmy Page, who is but he's more into the Aleister Crowley influence, the old school. There's no school like the old school.
Get a couple of groupies to the fucking back room, do some sex magic. You know what I'm saying?
And then Jimmy Page becomes Willie Page. Yeah. So then, what's it called? Another one that's sort of interesting, as you mentioned, George Bush being a clone. Maybe Taylor Swift is a clone of Xena, not the warrior princess, but Xena LaVey.
And why is that?
Striking resemblance.
I can kind of see it.
Some may say Taylor Swift is the bastardized daughter of Xena. Some may say she's been.
Isn't she converted to
cloned as a?
Hasn't she converted to Buddhism or some shit?
Yeah. So Xena is pretty interesting because she was the first person to ever be baptized in a satanic ritual, satanic baptism.
LaVey said basically they did the procedures for a satanic baptism. Yeah. And what's he do? Does it to his own daughter.
Yeah. So
you gotta commend the man for committing.
So he's the father and I wouldn't call it a godfather, maybe the father and the Satan father of
Taylor Swift.
Xena LaVey, who may or may not be a clone or a
Illuminati clone,
spawn
as some would say.
of Zena LaVey, striking resemblance. Anyway, both fucked. One last interesting tie-in with Anton Lavey. Antony was apparently involved in the attempted assassination of one of the Kennedys.
This is getting like, what the fuck? Which Kennedy? Ted Kennedy, right?
Yeah, so like JFK hit the backslide, RFK hit the backslide.
Ted Kennedy, my time to shine, bitches.
I'm the
I'm the phoenix that rises from the Kennedy ashes.
And do what's funny.
Anton LaVey says nope.
So I don't know why Anton Lavey is actually involved in a possible assassination attempt on Ted Kennedy. Apparently, he was competing to be a Democratic campaign against Jimmy Carter, but then again, Jimmy Carter is a member of the
House Building Committee.
33rd degree Freemasonry. How they just do
Cunt's
like
still going strong,
everyone
isn't
else. I don't know. Yeah, he's 96 years old.
Building houses and shit.
Yeah, but anyway, so I don't know. Maybe it's because he had a car accident that was similar to Jane Mansfield's car accident. The only difference is Ted Kennedy didn't die there, but Jane Mansfield did. So who knows? Like,
Got that gulag on him, huh?
Yeah, but anyway, like Anton Lavey just maybe. Do you know what I think it is? This is my summary of the Church of Satan.
Go.
This was around 1980. 1975 is when the Church of Satan started dropping. Let me get some publicity. Yes. Good thing to collude now.
Because what was it? The Manson murders were like, wasn't enough evidence to support Church of Satan or some shit. I don't know. And then the people like, fuck the Church of Satan.
Yeah, so they're going to Temple of Set.
Yeah.
And then started dropping off the fans.
So
Church of Satan has become a frat house pretty much.
I need to get some respect. Put some respect on this name.
Yeah.
Ted Kennedy, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's it. And then what? And then the rest of the history, other than the couple of meetings he had with Marilyn Manson, is and his famous Zionist quote that maybe it was just another, let me just chuck something else there
to stoke the flames.
Yeah. The first time I read the Protocols of Elders of Zion, my instinctive reaction was, what's wrong with that? Isn't that the way any master plan should work? So he's trying to say like, and he was a big fan of eugenics, this Anton Lavey bloke. So look,
maybe we should have had some eugenics put on him, that cunt.
At the end of the day, he died in 97.
What happened to the Church of Satan?
He went went to his third wife, who wanted to run it with his first daughter. And then they had a punch on.
And what about the son? He had a son as well.
Who's
Xerxes LaVey.
Satan Xerxes. Named it after Satan. Anyway, so what happens? They combust. The other daughter's like, oh, fuck Satanism, I'm becoming a Buddhist. And now we'll give it all to Happy Gilmore. Not Adam Sandler. Peter Gilmore.
Would have been better.
Peter Gilmore, who's the, what's it called? Running the joint now. Still to this day. So, long story short, our conclusion.
Yeah, go.
It was just a big hoax. Money grab, fit the trend at the time.
Live a playboy lifestyle.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like we're in that California dreaming, as they say.
On such a fucking satanistic day.
Yeah, and
step into a church. So there we go, Anton Lavey.
And we'll chuck all our show notes on ghostnutspodcast.com. Look, feel free to see. We have a few fanboys or girls out there who are into the occult. Give us your opinion. We know that Aleister Crowley's path is the more occultish. Well, this is just a fucking frat house. But prove us wrong. We'd like to see if Anton Lavey is actually the real deal, which, by the looks of it, is not.
So, take what we said with a grain of salt and use it to season your dish and enjoy a nice succulent steak, because that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
And with that, as Justin Timberlake said, You know that I will make you believe in love and sex and magic.
You ghost nuts, motherfucker.
Ghostnuts. Podcast boys.
Are they discussing this on the Ghostnuts podcast? Are you? You guys need to break this fucking down.
Get to the chopper! Kill your fucking selves, you fucking globalists!
We can't see them, they can't see us.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
God, I love those Ghostnuts.